Welcome back to another edition of the Wizard Shop, and this time around we're going to do something new. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this, but I'll just try it out this time. This is the first edition of America. What? Hey guys, what is that sound? It sounds familiar. Have you guys heard that before? It sounds like, to me, it kind of sounds like America. It really sounds like America. Let's go investigate. I'll be right back. I'm going to go check it out. Oh yeah, that sounds just like America, doesn't it, guys? All about it. What I have here is a collection of American icons. An Indian motorcycle, a Harley Davidson, and a '69 Stingray. This is all America right here. Or is it? That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go over that. Some of the things in the past that are truly American, and some of the things that we take for granted that are American, but not really. Maybe a portion of it. So, without further ado, I'm going to start with the Indian and work my way around. So I'm going to go over some of the specifics of these two motorcycles. We've already done the specifics of the Stingray in a previous video. If you guys check that out, all the information about it is there. But we're going to check out this Indian, check out the Harley, talk about the Corvette. So, let's hear this thing run. Oh yeah, it's America all over again, guys. America! That's what we're standing in. We're standing in America. Actually in America. Anyways. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little too excited, getting too patriotic. This is actually Crazy Uncle Chris's. You guys have heard about him. He's actually starting his own YouTube channel, and whenever he gets a few more videos out, we're going to send a link over and let you guys check it out. But this is his 2014 Indian Chief Vintage. You can clearly see down there on the front fender, it says Vintage. That's the version of the Chief that this is. This engine that sits below me here is 1811 cc's, or 111 cubic inches. It would totally run circles around that little Sportster. This is a better looking bike. It's an awesome bike, but my personal opinion is it doesn't sound as good as the Sportster. And if you ask most Harley guys, even amongst the Harley crowd, you can check all the forums, they'll all agree the Sportster really sounds better than just about any Harley that there is. This engine has 90 horsepower and 120 foot-pounds of torque. I've ridden this bike and it really pulls you back hard. You can see in this seat that he just had put on, he's going to get it re-dyed to match the rest. But you see this here, that's to keep you from sliding off. This thing will try to push you off and leave you behind. It's very, very powerful. It's very beautiful. It has a 6-speed transmission, and it was built not only in America, it was built in Iowa. It's owned, the parent company to Indian is Polaris, and that's Canadian, but the bike itself is built in America. So I've checked the numbers on these motorcycles, and it's pretty obvious on the Corvette. Out of all of these three, the Corvette is the only one that's 100% American. What I'm talking about is when it rolled off the factory line, not after parts have been installed on it, aftermarket parts like it has on it now. I'm talking about when it rolled off the factory assembly line. That's true, full-blooded American. And here's the kicker, guys. This Indian is not. The name harkens back to Indian motorcycles when they were truly, fully American. This one's about 84% American. There's a percentage of this is overseas, made overseas. The parts are shipped to Iowa, and then they assemble it. It's assembled in America. It's only 84% true red-blooded American. The Corvette is 100. So, let's move on to the next one. The little Sportster. This here is a girl's bike. Well, that's the common misconception. It's actually my bike. I haven't had this very long. I just purchased it, and I got it for $2,200. It has 3,400 documented miles on it. It's still like new. I changed the oil not too long ago. It was its first oil change since 2001. It had factory oil filter, factory oil in it. Some lady owned it. Again, I guess it was a lady's bike for her. They just parked it. Anyways, I got it from a guy who was needing cash, and I got it for really cheap. 55 miles per gallon. It sounds awesome, and it's very fast for being a little tiny guy. I really enjoy it. This is the 883. This is the XL883C Custom. As you can see, it has the speedometer kind of reversed here. It also has a solid rear wheel, a lot more chrome, and a few different things. The headlight's a little different and things, but this is the custom model. And this paint is beautiful. That's what sold me on the bike. I knew I wanted a little Harley. I wanted something cheap that I can scoot around in. I don't want to spend 10 grand. This was really, really cheap. And it's fun. But when I got there and I looked at the paint, I was like, done deal, sold. I don't see very many of these this color. It's beautiful. This has the 883 or 54 cubic inch engine, a little V-twin. As amazing as it sounds, it's actually small, but that's why it gets 55 miles per gallon. It also has a 5-speed transmission. I used to own a 79 Electra Glide, which was during the AMF years of Harley-Davidson. And although it proved to be very reliable, opposite of what I heard, that it was going to be broken down all the time, it never left me stranded. But it was a 4-speed, and it did not have a highway gear. This one at least has a highway gear. Sportsters came out in 1957, and they still make them in 2020. There's 2020 models out, and they never have stopped making them. There's never been a break. There's been a break in these. There's never been a break in the Sportster. You guys can balk all you want about Sportsters, how it's a girl's bike, but there's a lot of iron 883s and things are being sold. Lots of people are dumping their big, huge Buffaloes and going for a horse. So let's talk more about America again. The Corvette, like I said, was 100% American. The yellow Eldorado, pretty much 100% American. And most of these cars, when they came off the assembly line, it wasn't even a second thought. It was American. Everything's American. This, as far as America goes, is the worst offender. 71% American. It's less American than this. How can that be? This is a Harley, guys. But it is. It's less, there's less red blood Americanness in this Sportster than there is in this Indian. Now that I've probably pissed off some people, we need to understand something. We live in a different society anymore. We live in a global market. When this came out, it was like a $7,000 or $8,000 motorcycle, which compared to a little Honda or something is actually pretty high. This guy was in the 20s, 20,000 something. A big new Harley can easily be $30,000. And that's because they are mostly American made. Can you imagine what these would cost new if they were as American as that? It would add another 25, 30% to the price. So we're happy with some of the prices we see, It's because they've globalized the market. They've able to get parts made overseas cheaper. They have the parts shipped to America, then they're assembled in America. You really can't buy anything anymore that's 100% American. Not a Harley, not an Indian, not even a Corvette, a new Corvette. So the engineers created and designed all the parts, but they didn't have Americans make the parts. They shipped it overseas, the blueprints and whatnot, had the parts made, and shipped the parts over here and have them assembled. Anyways, I thought you guys enjoy learning some quick facts about these motorcycles. I still have, you guys ask about the Ducati, I still have it, and I may not have it for much longer, I may sell it. Mrs. Wizard was right. After I've been riding this thing for a while, I really, really enjoy riding this little guy. I can zip it around in traffic, just zip, zip, zip all around the place, and leave a nice Harley sound behind me everywhere I go. So anyways, I thought this would be a little patriotic episode, and we just had Veterans Day come and go. I'm a veteran, so I thought, why not do a video on America? So there you go, guys, you got it. If there's any tools or anything that you've seen I've used in previous videos, we have them for sale in my Amazon affiliates page. There's a link below. Click on that and you can see everything I use. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. We would really like to hit 200,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so share the video. Help me out, guys. I really appreciate the help you've already given us. So anyways, I look forward to more videos with you guys, and thanks for watching.